Anyone with diabetes naturally becomes concerned about managing their blood sugar for their health. However, when it comes to actually choosing healthy foods, it's easy to become confused at the crossroads of choices. Did you know that foods you've been eating, believing they're good for your health, could actually be culprits in raising your blood sugar? What are some surprising foods that people with diabetes should be careful about? The very foods we've been eating with confidence, thinking this should be fine, might actually be threatening our health. Today, let's uncover the hidden truths about foods you must know for diabetes management. Are you managing your blood sugar properly? Let's find out together. First, shall we look at coffee, which is so familiar to us? Coffee, this aromatic beverage that awakens our daily lives, is known to be good for diabetes. In fact, coffee is rich in polyphenols, antioxidants that are known to increase insulin sensitivity and lower the risk of developing diabetes. Additionally, the chlorogenic acid in coffee helps regulate blood sugar by inhibiting glucose absorption and promoting insulin secretion. Because of these amazing benefits of coffee, it's sometimes recommended for people with diabetes, but that's not the whole story. Coffee also harbors risks that people with diabetes should be aware of. It's because of caffeine. Caffeine can temporarily cause significant spikes in blood sugar, especially for those sensitive to caffeine. Even 1 cup of coffee can cause blood sugar to fluctuate greatly, requiring special caution. Moreover, even if you're not sensitive to caffeine, Harvard University research shows that too much coffee, more than 6 cups a day, can increase diabetes risk by up to 30%. The Diabetes Association also warns that for people with type 2 diabetes, caffeine intake can cause significant post-meal blood sugar spikes and make blood sugar control difficult. Like this, caffeine reduces insulin sensitivity, interferes with blood sugar control, and increases the risk of complications. If you have diabetes, you need to pay attention to coffee, especially caffeine intake. So should people with diabetes completely give up coffee? Not necessarily. The health benefits of coffee are too significant to completely ignore. Instead, people with diabetes need to follow some principles to enjoy coffee. First, drink black coffee. Additives like sugar or cream can cause rapid blood sugar spikes. Second, switch to low caffeine or decaffeinated coffee. Third, limit coffee intake to 1 to 2 cups per day. Excessive caffeine intake is absolutely forbidden. Fourth, avoid drinking coffee immediately after meals. If you follow these principles well, people with diabetes can still enjoy coffee. Coffee is like a double-edged sword for people with diabetes. When enjoyed in moderation, it can benefit health, but excess can be harmful. Second, let's look at healthy fats that are said to be essential for diabetes. Avocados, nuts, olive oil, fish. What do these have in common? They're all rich in healthy, unsaturated fats. These healthy fats help with diabetes management by increasing insulin sensitivity, helping control blood sugar, and protecting heart health. In fact, research shows that diets rich in healthy fats, like the Mediterranean diet, can lower the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by as much as 30%. It's been scientifically proven that healthy fats play an important role in preventing and managing diabetes, but there's something to be careful about here. Just because healthy fats are good doesn't mean eating too much is safe. It can actually be dangerous. Healthy fats are high in calories, so overconsumption can lead to weight gain and worsened insulin resistance. Moreover, if you consume excessive carbohydrates and calories along with healthy fats, post-meal blood sugar control becomes difficult, and prolonged high blood sugar increases the risk of diabetes complications. In fact, research from Seoul National University Hospital shows that when daily fat intake exceeds 30% of total calories, the risk of type 2 diabetes more than doubles. Therefore, if you have diabetes, you need to be careful about excessive intake of healthy fats. So, how should people with diabetes consume healthy fats? The most important thing is balance. Experts recommend getting about 20-25% of daily calories from healthy fats. In terms of amounts, half an avocado, a handful 20 g of nuts, or 1 tablespoon of olive oil per day would be appropriate portions. Instead of reducing fat intake, it's also good to eat more healthy foods like fresh vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. The type of fat is also important. Avoid meats and processed foods high in saturated or trans fats, and choose foods rich in unsaturated fats. Making salads with olive oil and eating grilled fish are good approaches. Third, let's talk about healthy carbohydrates. Whole grains, brown rice, barley, oats, these humble-looking grains that touch our hearts hide an amazing secret. It's their rich dietary fiber. This dietary fiber is like a relief pitcher for people with diabetes. Dietary fiber acts like traffic control in our blood vessels, smoothing blood sugar rises and helping our bodies respond better to insulin, acting like a miracle drug for diabetes management. Harvard University research also shows that people who eat plenty of whole grains significantly lower their diabetes risk, suggesting whole grain consumption is excellent for people with diabetes. But there's a trap we're missing here. It's the carbohydrates hidden in whole grains. Taking brown rice as an example, one bowl contains as much as 55 g of carbohydrates. If you eat 3 meals a day, this is most of the recommended daily carbohydrate intake for men, and nearly the entire daily recommendation for women. Moreover, if you eat plenty of side dishes with brown rice, you'll end up with excessive carbohydrate intake, creating an emergency for blood sugar control. Actual research has revealed shocking results showing that consuming more than 330 grams of carbohydrates daily for men and 280 grams for women more than doubles diabetes risk. If this research shows risk for healthy people, what about those with diabetes? It could be extremely dangerous. So how should wise diabetics approach whole grains? Again, maintaining appropriate portions is important. You need to adjust portions according to carbohydrate limits per meal. For this, you need the wisdom to reduce whole grain rice portions by half and fill the rest with vegetables and protein-rich foods. And if post-meal blood sugar checks show levels above 180 millimolar DL, that's a danger signal, and you need to further reduce carbohydrates in your diet. For people with diabetes, food choices aren't simply about satisfying taste, it's about protecting health. Even foods known to be good like coffee, healthy fats, and whole grains can become poison if consumed in excess. This is why we need the wisdom to maintain appropriate amounts and adjust according to our individual condition. To win the battle against diabetes, we must realize how important our choices are. Daily small choices come together to create a healthy life. Eat good foods, but don't overdo it, and pursue balance. And you must consistently monitor your condition with regular blood sugar checks.